Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show. Hey, this is Steve from vacation once again, and this one here is kind of special. This is an episode where we talked about the Bardstown Motor Lodge. I saw a press release when the place was opening up, and we did a show about it where we just talked about the concept of the motel itself, what it was, what it was all about, the rooms, the fact it had a courtyard and a restaurant there and all that. And then we got to talking about we should do an event there. And we really wanted to do it, and there was some synergy kind of coming off of that where we thought we might get something going. And then I reached out to them. They didn't respond back, so it kind of fizzled out. And then Neil Robinson was saying, hey, later on, like months later, he was like, hey, we really do need to do something at that Bardstown Motor Lodge. I heard it's pretty cool. So I tried reaching out to them again. Once again, really no response, but I just went ahead and put together an event. And then I told everybody, hey, here's what I'm going to do something at the Bardstown Motor Lodge, book it. And then it becomes this huge event called Bourbon Palooza. Really was a lot of fun. It's going to be something I'm doing at least twice a year moving ahead. I really enjoyed myself. I think the guests enjoyed themselves. So here's a look at our first exploration of the Bardstown Motor Lodge. Show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss the Bardstown Motor Lodge. My name is MacLeod. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Tim Swyatt and Kathy Cool.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Oh, so yeah, we're going to have a fun show today. We're going to be talking about the Bardstown Motor Lodge, kind of a reimagined motel, and what they've got going on with that. It was an existing place that they've turned into something pretty darn cool right in the heart of bourbon country. We'll get to that, though, after the break. For right now, McNew said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, McNew?
Okay, so this is something I said the other day that made my husband think I was crazy, and this group might think I'm crazy too, but I want to know your opinions anyways. So I said that there is summer pizza and there is winter pizza. There is a difference. So it was Friday and I like to do pizza on Fridays because, the work week's over. I'm not cooking. I don't want to go anywhere fancy. We're getting pizza. So I was like, let's get a margarita pizza and like a buffalo chicken pizza on flatbread, right? Because we want it like thin and crispy. It's summer. It was 80 degrees. I don't want a deep dish, big, cheesy, meaty pizza. Those are for the winter. And Chris was like, you're fucking insane. It doesn't matter what time of year. Get the pizza you want. I'm like, no, it is flatbread season. That is the summer pizza. So I want to know your guys' opinions on this.
Yeah. Well, if you get St. Louis style, it's good any time of the year. So we'll start out with that.
Throwing it down right off the bat.
Oh, yeah, because I want Tim to come and get Ferrados, and then we'll talk. I mean, I know he tried Emos, and I don't think Emos is our best foot forward. I think that was a great pizza company that unfortunately still has the reputation, and it's still St. Louis style, and they're the original and all that kind of stuff. And if you do go to their first location, which is still owned by the family, I think it's fantastic. I do think that the franchise model hasn't been great for that brand, but I do think that St. Louis style, when done properly, is just excellent. And two that I'd like you to try are Ferrados and Nubbies. You try those two, and you tell me you don't like St. Louis style pizza, Tim. That'll be the test. We're going to do that.
The challenge has been accepted.
You're going to be in town a lot. Nubbies is pretty close to the store too. Ferrados is not, but Nubbies is close to the ABV Barrel Shop. So that's something that we can seek out the next time you're in town for sure.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't have a summer and winter style. I do like the St. Louis style thin crust, so that's in season anytime. And I just get meat pizzas, so it's not like I'm like, oh, summertime's pineapple time. No, I don't do any of that stuff. I like pepperoni, or like pepperoni and sausage, or pepperoni and bacon. Pepperoni's the base, and then I what goes with that. Just that does depend on mood, but not season for me. So that's my take on it. How about you, Kathy?
I actually can see your point. I don't necessarily
subscribe to it, but you see what she's saying.
Do it, but I can see how in the summer you might want a nice margarita flatbread. Sit on the deck.
It's still pizza, but it's
sit on the deck, have your cocktails, your pizza. Sure. That's a nice, and a buffalo chicken. Was that the other one? Or
barbecue? Yeah, it was barbecue, but I like buffalo chicken too. Still on a flatbread though, so it's still crispy and light.
Yeah, I feel like those are good summer pizzas. If someone had me put pizza in seasons, I can see where those fit.
It seems like the buffalo one would be more wintry because the hot sauce would warm you up.
You drink more ice cold margaritas from the spice.
Or beer.
And then
maybe. Tim, how about you? Home of Chicago style, the worst style of pizza in the world.
As I've willingly admitted, deep dish pizza is cheese pie. It is not for everybody, and it's not for every season. But MacNew, just like how clear spirits are for rich women on diets, your idea of a summer pizza versus a winter pizza, I think, is misguided. But I do respect your point. There is something to say about having a very doughy pizza. At certain times, you just don't need that. A really ultra thin crust pizza does hit the spot in certain cases, but I would not just subject that thin crust pizza to the summer. It can also be a very hearty winter pizza as well. Yes, you are misguided on your entire thought process. I believe your significant other is 100% correct. You're a nut job on a lot of different things, and that's why we love you, because you bring some very interesting perspective. And so now on Friday, when I'm ordering my pizza because I don't want to cook, and I'm sitting there looking at thin crust, and I'm going to think, damn it, MacNew, that's talked me into a summer pizza.
MacNew, I will probably pizzas now.
There's now summer pizzas, which is going to happen. And you planted that seed.
Okay.
Mars must be in Gatorade or something like that, because that's what's going on.
I feel like it will catch on, because I love like a thicker crust, right, with extra cheese. That is for the fall and winter. It is.
Chicago is a big place, obviously. Huge metro city, close to St. Louis. And certainly when you take a look at things, throw out the chains, because the chains are going to be the Uno's and all that crap. That's anywhere. But there are Chicago-style pizzeria joints here in St. Louis. Are there St. Louis ones in Chicago? Or is there any places that say, hey, we do a St. Louis style and or is that not a thing?
Not that. No,
you'd be run out of town.
If Papa John's would be considered St. Louis style pizza, then yes, that would be the case.
No,
but no, I am not familiar. We do get some Detroit style pizza, which is based necessarily Sicilian. We do get some Detroit style pizza. I would say there is a local pizza joint I frequent, unfortunately, way too much, that does have some St. Louis influenced pizza.
Sounds
in
like
style, but they do not claim it as St. Louis style.
Sounds like a good place. Yeah.
It is spectacular.
Yeah, I guess that's probably just not a good business model. So I go up to Chicago and be like, hey, everybody, St. Louis style pizza. I don't think I'd make it.
Well, St. Louis Bread Company had to change its name to Panera Bread up here because it was just wasn't doing anything. So there you go. It's funny.
They tried to make it go with that.
St. Louis, I'm like, it's the same logo. Why is it different? I had no idea they were a St. Louis bread company.
Oh, yeah. So, MacNew, you asked the question. Do you think Do you think you're just dead on about that, or do you think Chris was right at all?
I mean, I feel like this is probably an out here idea, but I wanted to catch on that there is summer pizza and there is winter pizza, because I also think there are summer foods and winter foods also.
There's summer beers and winter beers for sure. So
that is true.
And bourbons too. I'm
Yeah.
not sitting outside when it's 100 degrees and drinking high proof barrel strength bourbon. It just doesn't happen.
You're probably going to throw like an 80 proof in a cocktail or something and call it a day. I feel like we should do things seasonally. It'll catch on.
To some degree, you're right. You're not wrong on this one.
Yeah.
I see it catching on, especially with those women on diets who are drinking the clear spirits.
Yeah,
that's right.
They're margarita pizza. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'm going to start it out. I got Monk's Road here with a Eagle Rare cork. So I'm sure that a temporary restraining order will be sent out against Monk's Road. But this did not come this way, folks. I put that on myself because their cork broke. So no need to sue them or anything if you're listening, the good folks at the Sazerac Company, which we love. All right, cork pop. Oh, very quiet. But again, this cork wasn't intended for this bottle. It's just something I put in there. All right. Kathy, you're going to be next.
Since we're talking about Bardstown, I pulled out a Willet rye.
Okay. Okay, good. That's the lead. Basie. It could be enough. We'll see. All right, next up is Tim.
I'm going to enjoy my first bottle of rye whiskey. That is rye with a 3 in it. So rye whiskey by Karthik over there, Phenomenal Spirits, who was on our most recent flagship whiskey event. The last one, the final one, which was great. And I called them up right away and they sent me a couple bottles and I did pay for it. I don't take comps, but I will if anybody out there wants to send them.
You're willing to do it. He was in the shop last Wednesday. That guy killed it. We had 2 full classes for him. And I mean, he killed it. And I mean, he's just dynamic. That guy is just good at what he does. Yeah.
He's electric. He's really something.
Yeah.
All right, so let's give this one a try. Let's see here.
No, nothing there on his cork pop, though, so that's unfortunate. All right, McNew, how about you? Last but not least, Kathy has the lead.
I have some West Fork whiskey bourbon finished in peach brandy barrels. It does feel summery.
Okay. Good, but not going to be good enough. Kathy got it, so there you go. Kathy wins. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about the Bardstown Motor Lodge. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the wards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
This is Denny Kennard, and my altar drinking Edo is Freddie Miller. I'll drink to that.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about the new Bardstown Motor Lodge.
Yes, we are. So this one is, in my mind, a little bit different than a lot of stuff that's going on out there. There's certainly big chain type of hotels that latch on to bourbon, and Seelbach, and there's other ones certainly in town. There's the Omni in Louisville is very bourbon themed. There's even some of the distillers are getting stores in some of the Louisville hotels and stuff like that, because they can have those type of things for bourbon fans. And but this is a little bit different. I mean, we've heard about Airbnbs that focus on bourbon, but this is taking an existing property that was a little bit tired, I understand. It was the Bardstown Parkview Motel, and of course the motel type of thing, and that being the outdoor doors. So you drive around and there's the doors facing the street. A lot of people don't like that. They don't like the doors, but those have been around a while, and maybe there's some cachet there that people are liking. But they put some money into this. They renamed it the Bardstown Motor Lodge. It's 35 rooms, which is kind of cool. Not overly big, so that's kind of nice. They took the restaurant, which was called Kurtz's, and had been open for 84 years, a family restaurant that was on site there. And it is now Tugi's Kitchen upscale restaurant, which is kind of cool. If you're a fan of Booker's, they had, Tugi's batch recently. So Tugi's a friend of the No family, and obviously a restaurateur. So that's pretty cool. There's a courtyard with chairs and a fire pit, that type of thing. There's a pool that has a concession stand that has bourbon-themed stuff, including bourbon slushies. And then there's a bourbon bar inside with a very impressive menu. A lot of good stuff, fairly priced too, I understand. Sounds like kind of the perfect thing in Bardstown, where there's not a lot of hotels and things like that, and to take something like this and put it right in the heart of bourbon country, it seems like a place I'd like to stay. How about you guys? Does this have interest to you guys?
I want to know if they have the beds where you put the quarter in.
No.
They replaced those, Kathy. They're now king-size beds.
Because those have to go in every motor lodge, right? Isn't that like a motor lodge requirement?
That's a thing.
Yes, that definitely was a thing. Probably for people like McNew, they don't know what you're talking about. But yes, back in the day, that was a thing. I remember one time we went to a hotel. I used to travel with my aunt and uncle because my cousin was the same age as me. And we used to go on vacation, just me. So we'd give him something to do. So it was, they wanted their son to have something to do. So I used to get to go. And I remember one time we go to a motor lodge and you didn't have to put the coins in. You just had to plug it in. And,
really?
Oh man, we ran that thing all the time. That was awesome. Yeah, we ran that bed. Just kept it going. It was nice. Like the little fingers, it feels like they're just pushing up on you. Cool.
Was it heart-shaped, Steve?
And this one was not. No, it was not.
This one was not? Okay. No. So you weren't in a stabbing cabin. You were truly in a massage bed.
Yes, a true massage bed. Old school massage bed, yes. Yeah. I don't know. What else do you guys think about this? Becca has joined us. We've got Miss Becca Sue has showed up. Here. She's fashionably late, but she's here, so that's a good. We're talking, Becca, we're on show number 2. We're talking about the Bardstown Motor Lodge is what we're talking about right now. So I kind of just went through the stats you see.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys have said yet, but that place looks fucking awesome.
Doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
I want to stay there.
I want to stay there.
I have no idea what you guys have said yet, but I am down to stay there.
The restaurant looks so good. Cool. The bar looks good. It's got everything I want right there. Yeah.
Bourbon slushies.
Imagine like sitting out in the fire pit with all the other people staying there at night and having pours and
think about the bottle shares down in that hotel lobby.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's not a big place. So, if you're down there for a weekend, you're going to get to know the people that are there. You know, when it's only 35 rooms, you're going to kind of get to know by default, if you're hanging out by the pool or at the bar or at the restaurant, you're going to see these people. And I think it's cool. I love this idea. So I'm excited about it.
I think they did it right with the upscale restaurant as well. They dialed up the food. This screams to me luxury or boutique off Disney property for all those families out there that go to Disney. You want to be inside the magic, but you want to be on the outskirts at your own pace, a slower pace, more people focus on what's going on, more of a community looking hotel type of thing that screams something that's outside of the noise, a little sanctuary that's still with the whole mindset of what and even in bourbon country and the bourbon capital of the world. It makes a lot of sense, and I'm looking at the pictures and the videos they're doing on this website. I think it's well worth it's fairly reasonable right off the bat from a cost price. It's not like staying in a covered wagon like Becca Sue has done, which we also highly recommend.
Sure.
But this is right up the alley for those adults that don't want the kids running around or this, that, or the other. It screams that type of.
I think it would be fun. I think we
Disney
need to.
World.
I think we need to work on something far enough out where we can get a block for just our friends to go. So this crew here and stuff like that. So I think that would be awesome. You know, we can do a takeover. Yeah, for
heck
sure.
yeah.
What were you going to say, McNew?
No, so ever since Schitt's Creek came out, did you guys watch that show? And they lived in the motel. I have been dying to stay in a motel, but the ones around here are a little methy and murdery. So like, you're not going to do that. So I love that they made this like upscale and nice. You're going to feel safe, and it's beautiful. Like the pool kind of like reminds me of like the Trixie Motel one in Palm Springs. Like it just brings a lot of class to Bardstown. And I think it's so different and so fun. Like going to the hotel alone is a weekend trip, right? Like you wouldn't even have to leave the hotel.
Right.
And I think that's really cool. They did
That's what it sounds like. Yeah. It sounds like it's a destination in of itself, which is pretty cool to think about, being excited about going to a hotel in bourbon country. We're bourbon people, want to go to the distilleries and see the bourbon people and all that. It's like, no, that hotel sounds pretty cool. So.
The only cool hotels are in Louisville.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you have to, if you want to stay in a cool, classy, upscale hotel.
There's a lot in
you
Louisville.
You have to stay in Louisville, which is fine, but it's nice that there's going to be one that's like not. In
and
Louisville.
you know, Becca, you've got a lot of experience in hotels, having lived in one.
Oh God!
For like a year and a
Nearly
half.
in.
Hopefully
Why do you want to bring up hurtful things,
Hopefully
Kathy?
this is better than your hotel you were at, Becca.
Yeah, I would imagine that is going to be a whole lot better than the Ramada in Sparta that we got
They had a microwave. They'd cook you food there with the microwave.
Yeah, we at least had a microwave in our room. We had a mini fridge. I think that I would have preferred to stay in Bardstown in this hotel for 465 days.
I flash back to that couch you would sit on and podcast and do virtual events from, Becca. That couch was like it was like the couch in the Brady Bunch. You never forget it.
You saw how big that couch was too, right? That was a 5-foot long couch, and Royce likes to lay down on the couch. And we only had one. Guess who can't lay down on it as well? So I just sat there, and he put either his feet in my lap or he put his head in my lap, and that's how it was every single night, because you didn't want to sit in the bed and watch it like Charlie from the Chocolate Factory's grandfather, laying there like decrepit in bed. So that's why we sat on the little tiny mini couch. Hopefully their couches in this hotel are better than that, or at least comfier, or at least wider, or at least deeper, or anything, as long as they're the opposite of the couches that we had.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I really hope this brings back the whole Motor Lodge kind of Route 66 nostalgia thing. That would be awesome. Arnold might use one, Steve. Maybe there's somewhere near the strip that you could add a Motor Lodge.
There's some property out there that we could grab up, and maybe we do that for future plans. So we should get the land now while it's there, because we're going to turn this place into a destination in itself, and real estate's going to be going up. We need to grab that right now.
Would it be part of the brothel, Steve?
I was going to go there, McDo, but I don't want to get banned.
Yeah, the brothel. Oh yes, the brothel. Of course.
Oh man, yeah. Hopefully, none of your city people are hopefully listening. Steve.
Yes,
You're going to
exactly.
be getting a cease and desist in the mail soon.
The great relationship that we have will be out the window real quick. Yeah. The brothel. Yeah. So I'll wait till they hear about the skeet shooting that's planned. Too, so,
Oh God.
Yeah. So that's the crew we've got, the planners that we've got to come up with that kind of stuff. So on that note, we're going to wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Kathy, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at KKCastStrength.
Tim.
Find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
Miss Becca Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Becca Sue, 1K, no C's.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. We'd love to show you what we've got in terms of our barrel picks. You can try them. You can buy them. It's a great place. Look online at abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Becca Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.